Good day. Today Powell came and spoke. In a few places, they go and sit down to talk. Basically, one of the things he said was that our economic situation isn't bad, but our job creation is risky. I'm worried about that. The conclusion is concern and uncertainty about job creation. It means that at the very least, it could decrease again. It could go down. Tomorrow's news has basically never been important. Guys, last time the difference was so big that the whole market just. I paused to find the right word. The whole market was completely stunned. Okay, so tomorrow the news will come out at its scheduled time, and Saman told me to wait a minute and see what happens. It'll come out at 4 o'clock tomorrow, Dr. ISA, for sharp, and right now, with this situation, let's wrap things up. But again, I'm saying, it's really not that important of news unless there's some crazy difference, and Powell's summary was basically that we'll probably lower the rates, and on the other hand, if the rates are going to be lowered, so the risk could shift to the market, and I also told Saman to make a video about risk for you guys. He made one a while back, and I told him to make another one again so people can see it. Meaning that risky markets could attract money, and the market becomes risky. Stock markets. Now, the US stock market, the crypto stock market, these become our risk-on markets. Stock markets are our risk-on, and our safe markets are, for example, like gold, which is our risk-off. For example, gold could be on the other side as risk-off, and when the market turns risk-on, gold might take a break, go sideways for a bit, and some of the capital could move out of it. It's already moved enough outside, so the later it falls, the stranger and more dramatic its drop will be. That's the situation from the news and fundamental perspective we have, and gold is also affected by it. Every day on New City Pro, we post the news for you, make sure to follow it. Every day, we talk about all of this. Let's get to the chart itself. But before we do, guys, yesterday I posted part 2 of my own strategy. So for now, there won't be any more videos tonight. Make sure you all watch this one. I'll pin the link for you in the comments. Take the time to watch it. I talked about the direction and psychology. In part 1, I talked about the direction and psychology, which would have helped us identify the market sentiment here. For example, right now in a low wave, the cycle has turned bullish. I discussed this. Let's look at the low wave cycle. If you're in the low wave cycle, did you notice the change in sentiment? You can act faster to open a position, or where did it come from? In last night's video, I talked about this. I explained where this statement I'm making comes from, how I arrived at it. Why did I say you could open a position here? It was the same with Bitcoin, although Bitcoin was a bit harder to catch, but for example, Ethereum was easier. Because of the dominance that showed this behavior here, it was easier to open positions on altcoins. Just because I'm organizing the playlists doesn't mean I'm deleting them. I'm going to make those playlists private and remove their links. I'll share them with you on Telegram, so you can have those playlists. Before, when you were going to check, you were worried that if it wasn't okay, I'd delete it. I said in the comments, let's get this sorted and go back to our chart. Start with Bitcoin dominance, or if we get a green candle, cheers, but nope, we all turned back down. Alright, the trigger is this 58.4 confirmation. That's why Bitcoin dominance could keep dropping. Right now, this is a lower high, and this break of the bottom is telling us the same thing, that dominance is still bearish for now. So for a bullish move in the market, altcoins are currently more attractive. Yeah, right now, altcoins are more appealing. I realized that myself just yesterday. The moves are more intense, which makes them easier. You see, they're even more attractive. Part of it is that it's easier to enter, and another part is that if we look at the 1-hour chart, it makes more sense. For example, after this candle, it might make sense to take a risk and open a position, but that position is still risky. Why? Because on the 4-hour chart, we This level needs to break for us to confirm the main trend reversal, meaning the trend has turned bullish again. It should have opened on the 1-hour chart. Opening a position there wasn't the right spot, so it didn't work out. Appreciate link. I've shared my analysis of these for you, and in link itself, with this same level, I entered right here. It's really risky to open a position here. Why? Because I said, if you see a change in the low wave cycle, you can open your position. It's the same here. This is still in the low wave cycle, and this is the 15-minute chart. Can you open a position on their breakout? What about the daily chart? What are our conditions? Nothing for now. The daily is still just a correction of that big downward move. On the daily, we haven't turned bullish at all. Okay? On the 4-hour chart, we've just made one higher low, but we haven't made a higher high yet to confirm a reversal. Only on the 1-hour and 15-minute charts do we have a slight bullish trend, and even there, you're hitting the same low again. Meaning, it's a weak touch and you'll get your stop loss hit quickly. This isn't a place to open a position. If Link breaks last week's high, you lack a clear entry. We're taking our shot on the 15-minute time frame. With this market dominance, it's clear that for now, altcoins are more attractive. The total market cap is giving an entry signal at 3.82. The main thing is, why 3.91? This break at 3.91 confirms that we've had a trend reversal. We want to give this trend a bullish push for now. Otherwise, like I said, on the daily chart, it's just a correction of the previous downward move. We're also moving within this box. We're moving along. And right now, we're sticking to the correction. Or who should we stick to here? We're in a market situation where you can actually go for both. What does it mean to go for both? It means, for example, it looks like they want to try breaking this level again. If they come and can't break 3.72, the wave that was moving downward. If 3.7 is lost, you can open a short position right away. Your stop is tight. Your risk to reward is quick, meaning this short position isn't one we'll keep open for long, okay? Because there's a good chance the market will react to the news and start selling off. I don't know. Their economy over there has improved. They want to lower the interest rate, and now it's just China left. They need to sit down together and say, bro, you too, bro, you too. That's when the market risk will open up again. Just say they do it. In 60 days, we'll get to the point where, bro, in 60 days, the risk will open up again. Mark it. Total 2 is at 1.55. It's at the ultimate trigger. We can open a position here. It's good to open one. This position, honestly, is really good. Opening it on total 3 is the same. On the 1-hour chart, it looks much nicer. At 1.05, the 1-hour chart is beautiful. If you're trading based on candle closes, the 1-hour needs to close. If you want its RSI to hit a certain point, watch the 1-hour. On the 15-minute chart, volatility is too high. What about a Duzati? For now, nothing. We use a Duzati for 2 reasons. First, to decide whether to buy spot or not. No, the trend is not bullish. It's still not bullish on the daily or the weekly. Second, let's look at the other coins besides these top 10 and Bitcoin. Right now, in these conditions, it's making some moves. If you were right, you should have realized it. Do you have a watch list? Do you have a watch list? Did they make a move? Did they or not? Can you pull up the daily watch list from Live Coin Watch? Can you do that? But just sitting there and saying, this coin is definitely going up, I mean, it has to, isn't enough. You have to go and make a watch list. Without making a watch list, checking its BTC pair, checking the money inflow, without checking these things, it doesn't work. Your coin will just stay where it is and won't make any moves. You gave a UST. Yesterday, we talked about it. We said as long as it's at this level, it's okay. If it goes up here and we get rejected, that's fine. Okay, that happened too. Right now, we have a really good confirmation in the UST you gave. I mean, compared to the others, it gives better confirmations than the other coins. Right now, coins are breaking out around here, For example, sell is giving a breakout, but UST's confirmation comes later. It's giving a different kind of confirmation. So what do? We have two options. One, do you open your positions now? If UST reaches 4.722 and rejects it, do not open them. You don't open your positions. And also, if UST reaches 4.722 and breaks it, that's when you set your trigger for a breakout on your coins and open your long positions. As for myself, which option do I choose? The analysis is finished. I look at the coins, and if all of them have a trigger, I open all of them. If they all have a trigger, do I open all of them? Okay, so what about a short position for our friend here? This level is in this box. Maybe it's better to use these two boxes that I've drawn for you here. As someone who wants to trade safely, you shouldn't do anything. That means, as long as it's above 4.72, don't open a long position, and as long as it's below 4.86, don't open a short position. Do you have these two levels? A breakout of either one will give you a good position. Why? Can we open two positions now? But before, for example, up there we couldn't, because now. Let me explain it with time frames. It'll be easier to understand. The daily is bearish. The 4-hour is trying to shift the trend upward. Each of these has its own position, in its own time frame, and its own trend. Now we just need confirmation. So, if you break it, then we're looking at the end of the daily correction and the 4-hour will come down. If you break the lower level, that means the daily downtrend is actually over, but that's not the case here. A new wave is starting. We'll open our long position again. So these two numbers are important for you. These two numbers matter to you. Let's go. Let's move on to Bitcoin itself. Let's look at the monthly for now. Let's check this candle. If it keeps going like this, what does it tell us? It basically doesn't give us any special data. In the past, our candles didn't close like this either. For example, on the 4-hour chart, we used to say, let's not trade for 2 or 3 4-hour candles until the market shows its direction. On the monthly chart, we don't do that, and later I realized that we need to have a solution for this, other than not trading in that situation. When we draw a candle wick, within that very candle wick, we have different highs and lows. In the lower time frame or in our low view cycle, any trend change in the candle wick can be a trigger for entry. This is what I'm saying for the next month. If this candle closes this way, there are 4 days and 19 hours left in our weekly candle, and the fact that its movement is so small is totally logical. After all that excitement, after all those crazy events, a bunch of people have been eliminated. Basically, all those emotional people are out. Well, that's that, until the world creates new emotional people for the market again. On the other hand, there aren't any open positions for us to talk about. For example, now, are you supposed to come here and liquidate these? Make a move or liquidate here so that it moves. The number of open positions and open interest is really low right now and only just starting to come back up. The total number of our currently available open positions serves as a profoundly significant and crucial key indicator, providing valuable insights into the overall health and growth trajectory of our organization. Now, the higher this number gets, it shows that there are more active traders at the moment. They have open positions. So the market is more dynamic, more alive, and people like to trade in it. If it goes down, it shows that people don't really want to trade right now. Even if the price is going up or even if the price is going down, basically, the divergences of open interest with price have the same relationship. It's about the relationship with volume. If the price is going up but the volume is going down, it means we have a reversal signal, because if the price is going up, people need to have FOMO and open more positions. If people don't have FOMO, then this bullish trend won't continue, because it's the FOMO that keeps the trend going. Like, should we buy or not? Should we buy or not? Should we sell or not? Should we sell or not? So, if the weekly candle stays this small, yeah, if it stays like this, it's actually good for us, for our weekly chart. It's better if it doesn't move much at all, not even up, not even down, just stays right here. Basically, if it just forms a doji candle for us and says goodbye, then we can move on to the next week. But since we have news today, maybe that won't happen. Yesterday's daily candle isn't bad. But in the daily time frame, why is it bad? It's bad for buyers, meaning this could lead to a continuation of the previous trend. This could happen. We're right on a very important support zone. This trend line is a really crucial area. It's not even up for debate. About 108, as I told you, our daily market exit level is below 108. From the long positions we've had open from before. I told you for spot, I'll hold on until around 100. Then I'll let go of the Bitcoin for the spot. For now, I'm keeping this position open in spot. The Bitcoin I bought. This one is really important to me. Like, if they lose this level here without any fight or resistance, I'd be upset. Is it real? Is this a lower high or not? As long as this low doesn't break, we can't say it's a lower high. If it takes longer, we'll realize the market is moving. It might build a new structure, like we might form a box. We should completely move out of that phase of higher highs and higher lows. The market is building a different structure now. We want to set up a consolidation zone for ourselves on the 1-hour chart, so I'm drawing these lines. And here's another line right here. This line that was here before was for the previous trigger, and I'm putting it in the middle now. Just like I told you in the UC update, a break above 130 will mostly give you a long position. Anticipating a break of 111. Mostly, a break below will give you a short position, and the main trigger for a short is at 110, whether it's 110.726 or 110.336. It's better to wait for the price to reach this area, because it's an important key level, just like that USD data that really messed us up and held at their support like a dog. 100 times, because the whale didn't break through it. So, that means if I want to hold my position, if I open a short position at this level and the market wants to go short, I could lose my position here, right? This is where that scenario I told you about comes into play. Based on that scenario, I'm okay with missing out on this drop here, just to give my scenario a chance. For example, if a V pattern forms here, it would let me have a bullish trend and I could react sooner. Here, it means that you can't open a position for shorts. It means that I've decided I don't want to open a short position here. What about the sub account? Nothing. That's like my bachelor pad. None of your business. Why do you care what I'm doing? Over there? I'm talking about my main account. On my main account, I'm not opening any short positions for now. If the 15-minute chart goes higher, then maybe. 135.66. If it breaks, that's a risky long or short. Let me tell you, the main support is at 111.62, and for a short position, it's 105.61. USDT gives you a better confirmation in the current markets. The current market gives you a better confirmation. This is the same level I mentioned that gives you a risky position. This is the same level I mentioned where you can get the main position entry. Here too, it's a good position. The main thing is that we want to break that higher ceiling and have it confirmed for us. Why aren't you using these tools, guys? Well, for now, there's no use. The market is clear enough. Why aren't you using these? Because the market is clear. Sometimes it stalls, like I said on Friday, and then we get out. Since the market is clear, I don't need to say, well, dear RSI, how strong is the trend right now? How much? Or, for example, how much buying power does DMI show? How much selling power? How much volatility? It's all clear to me from the market. Obviously, there's no need to use any of these oscillators or indicators. Whenever things are clear to me, I use my own indicators like trend direction, trend strength, volatility, account size, or even a trigger. If I want to catch an early entry, then I bring in these tools and use them. For example, sometimes I wonder, should I take an early entry trigger here or not? Right now, it's not giving me one. Right now, I'd say we shouldn't take it. But if I wanted to, I'd open up the RSI and check. If the RSI was, say, close to 7, then we'd take it. But even the RSI has its own issues. It shows you, for example, that it doesn't make sense to take an early entry trigger here. How far are we from overbought? The breakout here might happen before we even reach overbought. I mean, the market might range here long enough for the RSI to reset. For example, we use these tools at the right time and in the right context. What's up with you guys? You moved logically. You didn't give a trigger, my dear friend, so why didn't you set off an alert for me? Now, well, this trigger is gone, so why aren't you coming down? There's just that 94.65. Either I'm waiting for it to hit 94.65 or I'll check it in their 1-hour chart. If it gives a pullback and shows any sign of increase, I'll get in on it, okay? Well, for now, nothing from me and nothing from them either. Alright, we've checked this one too, guys. The one that was suitable for a position and I told you about, I already gave the trigger for it in the watch list. This trigger is different because I talked about it elsewhere. The others haven't changed yet. And don't forget to watch the strategy videos. If you have any questions, just ask either I, the guys, or even a Mary will answer in that space. What kind of weekly candle do you have following your tests? On the daily, if you can close above 33.02, that's good. The focus shifts forward. If you close above that level on the daily, it means in the USDT pair, you are pretty much above this number or interacting with this level. The timing is good, but the thing is, you've given both an option to follow BTC quickly and to USDT. If you want to break the resistance, will you pass through the colored resistance? If you want to break it, right? Now, come here and act as our main resistance. Are you extra on your line? Or are you acting as the barrier that we've been trying to break through, hammering away at it? So this 4,534 level is important. These are your entry triggers. These two levels, 4,265 and 4,534, are entry triggers that let you open a position before the 4,757 break, so you can have a position open and not get caught up there. Now, what about breaking this level? The same one I showed you in the UC, the one I talked about right here, it's an entry trigger and it was a trigger. From the trigger at 4263, we shouldn't open a position at 1444. Because if the candle comes down and is about to close, what should we do? In these cases, we need to open a position. What if it plays around a bit here and then comes down? You can set a smaller stop loss, which is actually better, because if it wants to give you a short position opportunity, you'll have time to think about it. Thank you so much for staying with the video up to this point. Don't forget to like it. Summary. We can open a long position. The market structure is such that we can have both long and short positions. That means, based on our strategy, from different time frames, different triggers, and different trend directions. So, in the end, we have this scenario where we pick one to go with, because maybe. The market's risk becomes clear, and they get the chance that the video also becomes risky. Is the market like that or not? USCT.Demon, the entry trigger is important for us today. Some days I say it's not important, it's useless, but today it's important and it's useful, so follow up on it. Did the failure of the levels or the signals give you insight? It gives you a good perspective. Based on that address you had, for now, I'm not buying anything. I'm not buying. Fridays have become repetitive for me. I've told myself so many times, I'll wait. I won't even touch 30% or 40% of the unknown. I need to make sure these are profitable, then I'll follow up on the proof, not just grab it for a while. Whether I'm in it for a long time or there's a chance of some weird thing happening. I've pinned it in the comments. Take the time to watch the strategy video. That's all, nothing else for our summary. Today, since it's a domain day and Bitcoin is also dropping a bit, take a long position on Bitcoin. Sorry, I meant a long position. It might be better to take long positions on altcoins. But check the chart at that moment, because its behavior might change. For example, at 4 o'clock, we also have two important news releases today and tomorrow.